What's going on, everybody? Giant Opinion Sports here today. Back at another signer walk. Today we're talking about a guy who's had some huge ups and downs in his career, and he's a super talented kid with high-end athleticism. I was shocked last season when the Cowboys released him in the middle of the season. It was unexpected. He just signed a huge deal in 2019 and had proven he's a solid middle linebacker at the NFL level. Now, I get it, the season before last he had a really bad year, and a lot of that's on him, but his surroundings didn't really help him one bit. The 2020 Cowboys defense as a whole was honestly a disgrace. The Cowboys obviously hit big time with Mekhi Parsons in last year's draft, and they drafted Jabril Cox, and Cox had a phenomenal preseason, so I guess Jaylon Smith kind of had just become expendable. I kind of thought it was low-key a dirty move by Dallas, though. I mean, they could have at least cut him in this offseason. But I mean, Jalen Smith's story is a great one. You know, his last college game, he has a horrific injury to his lower leg. You know, he tore all kinds of ligaments, which led to him having drop foot, which lasted a year and a half, he says. It's honestly amazing that he could even still play after that. But even after the gruesome injury in the Fiesta Bowl, I mean, the Cowboys draft him with the 34th pick in the draft. That tells you the kind of talent he has. They drafted him 34th, and he didn't even play his entire rookie season. He was still a borderline first-round pick. But from all reports, Jaylon Smith was the leader of the Cowboys locker room. When he spoke, they listened, so he's a high-character guy. You don't need to worry about off-the-field stuff with him. It's never a bad thing to bring in as many of these kinds of guys that you can. You know, he checks that box. Another factor is age. And this will be a quick one to talk about. He's 26, so he's good in that department. He checks that box. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of why the Giants should or should not sign Jaylon Smith. He has some weaknesses. The first glaring issue is his pass coverage. In my opinion, Jalen is a two-down middle linebacker. He is not great in coverage. I think he processes a bit slow and has a hard time with route recognition. Now, if Jalen was being brought in here as, you know, middle linebacker number 1 or even linebacker 2, it would be much more of a glaring issue. With him coming in here being a situational player, you can limit his exposure to pass plays. Another thing is, I don't think has great football instincts. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen him sniff out screen plays and jump the proper gaps at times, but it's just not consistent enough to be a high-end number 1 middle linebacker at this point. He just has a lot of plays on tape where he's just kind of freelancing, makes the wrong reads, or puts himself out of a play. You know, can he improve with all that? I don't know. It might just be who he is, honestly, as a player. I'd like to think that he can improve somewhat with the right system in place. But there's the concerns, there's the bad stuff I see with him. But the great plays are really great. You know, Jalen moves sideline to sideline at a flash. Upper echelon athleticism. But you also see the other side, you know, in situations where he identifies the play, you get high-end middle linebacker play. See ball, get ball is his best trait, and he can move, man. Like, it just gets aggravating to see him make plays as good as the top 10 middle linebackers in the NFL, and in the next play, he looks confused and he misses his proper gap. And when he came here to the Giants, there was a few tackles at the end of the season that made me say, wow. And honestly, I'm kind of intrigued by Jalen. You know, I want to see more, I think. Not as a starter, but a depth guy. I mean, make him earn it if he's going to get to that spot. I think there's value in his high-end plays on early downs, especially if Blake Martinez returns next year. I think Jalen can work well with a structured player like Blake. It just gives him a little bit more space to do his thing. But I think Blake would be great for him. Kind of like we saw Jalen with Sean Lee in the first, 3-4 years at Dallas. Another quick strength I forgot was blitzing up the middle. You know, Jalen has been effective with that throughout his career, so you'll get some added value in your blitz packages. So I think that wrap this up. If Blake returns, I wouldn't mind signing him. I'm not giving him anything more than whatever league minimum is at the moment. You know, if you want to guarantee his league minimum, go ahead. But I say sign if the price is right. Walk if Blake Martinez is cut or traded this offseason. So, I think Jaylon Smith brings value to the Giants with athleticism at middle linebacker position we haven't had since John Beason, probably. Can the new coaching staff come in here and get more of the good stuff than the bad stuff? I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued. I'd like to see more. But that's it for me. Got probably 4 or 5 more of these signer walks coming out. If you're still listening, subscribe if you're new. What are you doing? If you sat through this entire video and ain't subscribed, what's wrong with you? But like this stuff for me, man. Help me grow. Thank you guys for the 500 subscribers. That's awesome. You guys rock, man. And stay safe out there. Peace.